What did you think of the film that you viewed?
I thought it was a great film. It was light-hearted, comical, and it had a cute little storyline to it. The idea that this girl had this secret admirer and she was trying to find out who it was by posting messages to each other. And I think the use of the little picture acted as a symbol to show how the boy was sort of following her around. It was a cute film.
Okay.
I thought it was a good film as well. It was a good take on like the classic rom-com genre or romantic film genre, because he done everything completely different to like the stereotypical conventions. And also I like the main character who was played by Leanne. I thought she was like quite unique in also the appearance wise and all the way she acted with Sachin.
Did you think the music went well with the film?
I thought the music went really well. It definitely complemented what we saw on screen, and I think it sort of matched the action as well. It just sort of added to the romantic comedy genre of the film, and it really matched what we saw on screen well.
Yeah.
I thought the music throughout was good. It would just acted as like a subtle background music to just like blend with and complement the action on screen. But at the end, I like the change in music was dramatic, just like the ending when she identifies who like the secret notes were from.
What was your favourite part of the film?
I think the ending.
I'd say the ending too, when the little love hearts were falling from the sky. I thought it was so cute. It was a cute little ending, and it was different as well. Yeah, I think throughout the whole story, the idea of paper acted as a symbol of love, and it was clever how paper could sort of make a big difference to two people.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. The ending was my favourite as well because it was the whole build-up was, it's quite quiet and calm actions on screen, and then that was like the key moment when the little love hearts were falling from the ceiling. I thought it was really sweet.
Was there any issues you saw within the film that we could have changed or looked at more?
I think when Leanne was like looking for the person who wrote the note in the corridor, it was a little like long, so you maybe could have shortened that or just sped up the action.
Mm-hmm.
I think some of the fades at the beginning were sort of overused a bit, because when she entered the school there was a fade, when she was walked there was quite a few fades, and I think they were just overused a bit too much. I don't think they were necessary to show that much sort of transition from her outside the school to where she had to get to her locker.
Okay. Out of 10, how much would you rate the film?
I'd say a 9. It would be a 10 with the improved like issues that we brought up and if you improve them. But yeah, definitely a 9. It was a strong theme of the film, and also like the idea itself was unusual and hadn't been done before.
Yeah, I would give it a 8/9. I think the narrative of the film was definitely was easily seen. I thought the characters are really realistic and portrayed well, and overall it was a good film. Cute romantic film that I'll definitely see.
Okay, and the last question is, the use of cinematography I tried to use quite a lot, and we used a GoPro camera inside the locker. Do you see the shot of when Leanne opened it? What do you think of that shot?
I love that shot. I thought it was really creative. It was something that you see in big films but not so often in short films. It was such a simple shot, but it made a big difference to the film. It was really cleverly done.
It was definitely a standout shot compared to the rest, because not just because of the angle, but just because like you just saw like a close-up of her face, which just represents like maybe she's in love or wants to know who the notes are from.
Okay, thank you. What was your favourite part of the film?
The ending. Yeah, the ending. That was very different, like the way she's just walking and then she gets hit with something random and then it's basically confetti just showering down on her. And she notices that the guy for the first time, like, it's actually him.
John, what do you think about it?
The element of the power of faith. In that the first time she didn't understand what was going on. In her first post-it note she received, second post-it note she received, she obviously was getting the hang of things. And then the third one was that, okay, bam, understand it now. I comprehend what's going on now. This guy, he's stalking me. Okay, not stalking me, but he's following me. He's watching me. He's observing me, and he's more or less in love with me. So, third time lucky. Third time, story was understood. Yeah.
Okay. Did you think the music went well with the film?
Yes.
I was quite critical. No, critical about the soundtrack, but not about the music. I think the music was fine. I think it was appropriate for your genre, which was rom-com, obviously.
It flowed.
If I had the chance to make the film again, was there any issues that you saw in the film that I could have changed or looked at more?
Soundtrack. I was quite critical with, about the soundtrack. When Sachin was recording me, I thought, for the first scene, the soundtrack was running at a high tempo. Yet again, the camera shots were quite slow, so they were kind of imbalanced in that sense. Also, as well, when Leanne's character was walking up the stairs and she fell over, I think
that could have been more.
The soundtrack that was introduced was quite a bit too dramatic.
Mm-hmm.
Like the way you directed Leanne's character to fall on the stairs wasn't very natural, I would say. So maybe like, I don't know, it seemed a bit too rehearsed and not like, it's like she's like, okay, I'm gonna fall now. It's just like, it should have just happened.
We did that shot, I think, 30 times. Yeah. Okay. What genre did you think the film was?
Romance, but maybe a bit of comedy.
Yeah, it was a rom-com.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you rate the film out of 10?
I don't like giving ratings, to be honest,
Okay.
because it's boring.
Yeah.
I would give it a 10.
10?
Yeah, I actually liked it that much. Like, both the characters, it was a nice pair.
Yeah.
I mean, they were both nice looking and things. Like, basically, you had all the nice little touches.
Yeah.
Like, the little drawings, the confetti in the end, they all, like, knitted well together.
Mm-hmm.
So it was, it was very good.
Okay. And the last thing was, in one of the shots, we had a GoPro camera inside the locker, which opened up. We saw like a mid-length shot of Leanne's face. What do you think of that shot?
Very innovative, isn't it, Taj?
Yeah, that was a really great shot. Like, yeah, I would say very innovative.
Who thought of that?
Me, yeah.
You.
That was a really good shot. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nothing wrong with
Well
it.
played, Miss Khan.
Well played.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What was your favourite part of the film?
My favourite part of the film was the end shot where they had papers falling from the sky, not sky, but the upper floor, and the shot used, and that was really good. The camera angles were really good in that. Good reaction shot and good paper falling from the sky.
What do you think of the main character?
The main character was the girl.
Leanne's character.
Yeah, Leanne's character, she played it really well. I guess there was like some random bits where she didn't really react as I thought she would. Like, in I think one of them, she noticed it and then she sat all the way down. I thought it was kind of random while she's on the floor. And we didn't get to see the paper either, so that was kind of sad.
Did you think the music went well with the film?
I don't know. I think music was one of the downfalls because it was very random. As in, it wouldn't transition well, and it was all over the place. I didn't like
If there's anything we could change about the film, what do you think we could have changed?
I could have, like I said again, I would have changed. Add better music to it. Find music that matches well. Maybe do a little bit the acting a little bit better. Introduce the other character, which was supposed to be the lover, the secret guy, to be a little bit more, so we know a little bit more about him. We just saw him one other shot apart from the end one, or two other actually, when he takes the pages and he puts them in. Other than that, that's all we see of him. So I want to see him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. Out of 10, what would you rate the film?
I would rate the film 7.5 probably, like around the 7th.
Okay.
Yeah.
And lastly, we had a shot within the film where we had a GoPro camera inside the locker because I wanted to extend the cinematography, but what did you think about that shot when she opens the locker and you see her mid-length shot?
Sure, I'm glad you only used it once because it would have been recycled, like I said again. Yeah, the use of it one time was good. I liked the reaction of the thing. I liked how it was a bit like spherical, kind of. You saw it was a bit distorted, so I liked that as well. I think it should have been positioned a bit higher, so you know I could see a bit more reaction from her. Other than that, it was really good.
Okay, thank you. Feedback that we got, I realised that most of the feedback from our audience had an issue with the sound. The non-diegetic soundtrack sometimes didn't fit the shots within our film. They said it was either too slow or it didn't fit, or it didn't match the shot completely at all. So if I had the chance to do it again, I'd spend more time with the soundtrack aspects of things and try and come up with non-diegetic sound that would go well with the shot. They said, for example, in the beginning shot when we see the main character's legs walking towards the entrance, it was too upbeat because she was walking quite slowly. So I think we would try and slow down the music for that, or even make her walk faster to show that because in the shot she was meant to be rushing. So I thought that she could have gone a bit, I think directing aspects of things, I could have told her speed up the walking to match the soundtrack. They said that they liked the cinematography, which is probably the main thing I really want, which is what I really want to focus on as a role of the director and camerawoman. So getting the feedback that I did for the camera work was good and motivated me to pursue this kind of camera work. The other issue that people had said was at the beginning they didn't get to see the first love note. That was due to some continuity issues. The first note that Leanne did get, we didn't get to see what was on it. So I think that confused some of the audience, and they wanted to see what the first note was because we had a long sequence of her looking very confused. So I guess they wanted to see why she was confused and what was on the note. So I guess continuity was at that moment an issue, and I think that if we had the chance to do it again, we would focus on continuity and make sure all the shots match, all the mise-en-scene is correct and goes along with the shot list, because I think the continuity issue was with her hair. We had shots of her hair down, then we had shots of her hair up, and we didn't match it well because we took the shot different times. Yeah. Samia stated at the beginning there were many creative shots to show that the main character was confused with the first love note. The only issue with that was that it was quite long, so I think that we could have shortened that sequence down because we had loads of shots of her walking out of the classroom and walking towards her classroom when she closed her locker. But because we had all those shots of her head down in that moment, we had to use all of those shots together because those shots I found quite interesting and I didn't want to waste them. But yeah, I think that I should have helped with editing and kind of like shorten it down, and yeah, really put myself in the audience shoes and see that it was too long. They also said they would have liked to see Sachin more. This is what Sherry pointed out. He said that he would have liked to see the secondary character more, so we could get a feel for both characters and really so they get to know both characters, and at the end so they can not only feel what Leanne must be feeling but also Sachin's character. He said that he would have liked to see more of the character because we only see brief moments of him, and I did intend to show his character as much as we did because I didn't want him to be that much of a focus in the film, But if that is what the audience would have liked to see, then obviously with the feedback, if I had the chance to do it again, I would definitely add him in more of the film, and not just like some glimpses, like taking the note off. I think we should have had a shot of her drawing, not just seeing Talia, but him actually drawing the note. Everyone's favourite part of the film was the part that I expected them to like the most, which is the end, where we see the rainfall of colourful paper hearts. They liked this because it was nice and sweet, and and it was a nice way to end the film. And they finally get to see both the male character and female character together. They also believe it followed the rom-com genre really well with the end, because most endings of rom-com have this really dramatic, very climactic ending. So films like Post-it Love and Paperman all have that ending. Like in Post-it Love, they had a portrait of sticky notes of the two main characters. So I really wanted to do something that would like be outside of the box. So yeah, that's it. And then yeah, because most of the short films that we have seen have a unique ending. I think this is definitely a unique ending in my thoughts. And they said it was somewhat sweet and appeals to our target audience, which is females.